The Destiny Marathon Civil War continues to ramp up, especially as Astrocross continues to put gas on that fire. Let's check it out.
I missed a gaming counselor, here to spread the cheer. Join me on this adventure, where gaming wipes away the tears.
Scholars, welcome back to the counselor's office. We are reacting to more of what's going on in the community, especially. It's crazy how wide this issue has gone, including like other developers are now chiming in, you know, trying to put out the fire, saying, hey guys, don't fight each other. And it's not working. It's not working. It's not working out very well. But even Astrocross still going strong with you know what he's saying. Let's go to it, right? I'm still recording in bulk. This is probably like I've got like 6 videos or something already recorded, but this and one more video I'll probably record. I love this. Show them no mercy, for you shall receive none, and that's true. You will receive no mercy from the Marathon community. Give them give them the civil war they want. What a cornball was thinking about reinstalling D2, but nah, y'all are too cringe. Nah. What's cringe is putting in faith in the game that has less players than a game that's been going on for, you know, 10 years. Let's be honest. But anyways, we got that, and we're gonna revisit this because Astrocross makes a lot of good points. This is one of them. Again, this is the apex fallacy. And I think Astrocross says it for people who saying you shouldn't be boycotting Marathon. It makes no sense. It makes perfect sense.
The other one could mean Bungie closing altogether. Titanfall players, how you guys doing over there? Did playing Apex work out? It's a good thing you played a lot of Apex. Y'all committed many years. I know it's a sore subject. You see where I'm coming from with this? At one time, I saw the same narrative being peddled. Oh, you play enough Apex. Well, eventually that will allow the studio to make another Titanfall. And what happened? Well, we just got more Apex. Yep. And not that I'm taking anything away from Apex. Apex, well, it's a wildly successful game, unlike Marathon. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings today. I'm really not, but it's true. Now, some people want...
Sometimes the truth hurts, right? So we got more, but yeah, so that's the Titanfall, the Apex fallacy. I would say the Titanfall fallacy in general, but that's people thinking that, oh, you need to support Marathon in order to get Destiny 3. Let's be honest, even if Marathon was a success out the get-go, Destiny 2 would have been cut because it's cheaper to run Marathon than it is a Destiny, or to even make another Destiny is expensive, and Sony is greedy, and so are Bungie C-suite leaders. Man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it when the community comes together to clown on the Mara bots, the people that just Mr. Craig, you know, failed analyst for a reason. We got Nonesis. This guy went from making fun of the D2 com for being sad our game died, for making corpo arguments for why it should still die despite the unending support of hundreds of thousands. Very interesting. So let's see what they say. We are full. Let's go ahead and put the music back on. We are full circle back to the denial stage. I don't think anyone's denying that the game's dying. Everybody's excited for the update, but we still don't have an answer to the problem. D2 is super expensive to maintain. That's fair. If we had 2 mil plus players buy an expansion, we wouldn't be here, but that hasn't happened since Shadowkeep. Well, that's a leadership problem. And if you think about it, if they didn't take all the resources and developers to make Marathon, that could have been put into Destiny. Ooh, imagine that. By the way, the whole argument, I'll keep arguing this point. Removing developers is a resource. When you remove experience, which is a resource, you get a lesser quality product. Why do you think most professional jobs ask for skilled people instead of a bunch of newbies? Because the service or the quality of the product is going to be less than having someone who knows what they're doing, especially someone who's, you know, familiar around the shop. You take away someone who knows how to run something, who knows how to fix something, and you give it to a newbie who doesn't, you're going to have more issues. Again, very obvious that Marathon took away resources, both financially, both experience and dev time, right? Yeah, it's very simple. We had 2 mil. Yeah. You would need that for Marathon to be even worth its existence. Sony is wrong to take Destiny 2 support down to absolutely 0. Yeah. And imagine there's a lot of cope. Let's see. Is anyone else reacting to this? Yeah, just that guy. What are people saying about this? I don't get his tweets anymore after he blocked me. He's still just shutting out like he always does. Yeah. I mean, when we're talking about Marabots, like, this guy has, for some weird reason, an obsessive Marathon. Just coping because he got insta-kicked from the raid team for running that Pete Parsons build. Probably hit them with a, no, actually, it's a good thing none of the stats are 100. Just to understand what? He's a Marathon bot account. Who cares what he thinks? Yeah, it's just more of a, I think Craig does more harm to the Marathon community than he does any good. All right, we got another Astacross clip. All right. This one is for all the crazy people that actually think Cross hates Marathon. Settle down, fellas. Yeah, okay, let's see what he has to say.
Good luck to the Marathon. I've always said it. I hope Marathon makes $1 trillion fucking dollars, dude.
He's reacting to DMG. Be loud, spam posts, throw around hashtags, whatever. Let the world know what you think is important or what you're passionate about, but stop ripping each other apart. No. Rip and tear! Doom style! Rip and tear! Okay, not literally. It's okay to disagree on video game stuff, but you don't need to take it to personal. Like, that's the thing. Like, the whole, let's go fight MMA. Let's go tell people to go shoot, school kids. Let's, talk about people's, wives, and let me find out where you live and skin you. There's a lot of unhinged stuff like that. Just that needs to stay away. Criticizing asking for a boycott, that's different. Or disagreeing about a boycott, making fun of someone who's disagreeing about a boycott. These are all acceptable. What's not acceptable is when you start getting violent, you're inciting violence, or you're trying to get to a very unhinged social interaction where it's just a video game. It's not that deep. Like this, we're not even talking about like politics or, human rights or anything. Like we see unhinged stuff with that all the time, but this is a video game. Like there's no like argument to even be had here why you need to be unhinged or attempt. Like there's nothing.
I hope you guys kill it. And then I hope Bungie takes all that money and puts it into a Destiny 3. That's it. I've been very clear. Yes, I do. I would love that. Absolutely. You think
I think people would love that if they actually believed it. And right now, there is no reason to believe that even if Bungie wanted to do it, Sony does not. There is nothing. There has been no indication in the inkling of like support from Sony. Since they bought Bungie, there has never been a moment where they're praising or, applauding or trying to highlight Destiny 2 as a franchise. And I'm not talking about general marketing. I'm talking about how they talk about the franchise. There's just like nothing.
I didn't want Marathon to be successful at launch. Oh, no, Marathon.
Yeah, there was like a clip where he said something about it being like 100K at launch and it would never go below that.
Marathon. You guys are coming in here right now talking shit about me. There is a clip. It's one of our most watched clips on YouTube. And it's me saying Marathon will not drop below 100,000 players for the first 6 months.
Ooh, bold move, Cotton.
You can't say I didn't try. I
appreciate him also, calling himself out as shilling. Literally, that is an indirect. When we say people shill, this is what we mean. We tried. You tried to make it sound better than what it was. Shilling.
Fucking tried, man.
This is what, when people say you're being a shill, this is what they mean. We're trying to make it better than what it was. Make it sound. What is this? Have we heard this?
I don't want people coming back and say Marathon died because some loudmouth content creator talks shit about it.
Oh. You want it to die because it was just bad.
Reality is that the game ain't a hit.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the reality. The game is not a hit.
It's not.
And it's in a decline. And it's continued to decline.
Well, Destiny's actually increased. That's the sad thing, is that Destiny's actually has a higher player count than probably Marathon does right now. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. So we even have Paul Tassi, coming out and talking about Marathon. He gives Marathon at least a year of direct support. And I think numbers will matter. Even if it's easier to maintain Marathon, we've seen games that say they're going to last for the long run, like High Guard, Suicide Squad, Marvel Avengers, how long that lasted. Like there's actual evidence of people saying things and it not becoming a reality. Especially since Bungie themselves can say one thing, but Sony literally has them by the balls right now.
And how that will be handled going forward, my position, again, this is my own speculation, is that Marathon will be given at least a year.
I'd imagine so.
Consistent developments of a good amount of resources to...
Which is part of the reason why Sony probably hasn't greenlight any Bungie Destiny product or like activities or any like projects. That's the word I'm looking for, projects. Because they want them to focus on Marathon and to see if all attention is on Marathon and what are their little itty bitty incubation projects, if they have any on the side. They want them to focus on that instead of Destiny. And if they can't do that, I think you're going to see dramatic changes with the company, because at that point, Sony's going to be like, okay, we removed the draining aspect of Destiny. You have all these developers. You can't increase any sales. You are actually a detriment to us. They clearly see that the value has gone down, which they know they've been flubbed. There's no way that the leaders of Sony have not come to the realization that they were baited by Pete Parsons and the other C-suite. There's no way that they don't realize they've been baited. So what they're going to do is try to masterfully get around looking like clowns, because right now they're trying to cater and their language manipulate. We saw it in the earnings call where they're manipulating the language that they're saying to their shareholders, about the retention. Well, what they said was that there was a lot of retention. There was, for the only people that really kept playing it. You're getting a lot of play time, but the population, they never mentioned the population. They never mentioned how many players are actually playing it, that it was widely successful. They're saying, you could say there's retention is high, but there's 5 dudes who only playing it, right? You could say little Jimmy's game has massive retention. Players are constantly playing it, and it's just like 5 dudes in the parking lot playing the game, right? And that's it. That's just the 5 dudes are playing it a long time, which is good, but it's not good in the reality of they're not actually telling the whole picture. They're just telling half truths. They're not lying, but they're not telling the shareholders the true reality that the player population is non-existent.
Figure out if it can find its footing, if it can expand its base. This is, Sony just backed Marathon very publicly, so obviously that's going to last through season 2. I think it would get at least a year, maybe through the discussed season 5, where they're going to it's sort of nebulous, combine elements to make a new interesting sci-fi world. And to me, that speaks of, if they test out PvP, if they test out PvE and the extraction changes, maybe they just all combine to be sort of a different kind of game.
And that's a big component to talk about here. Bungie is dramatically starting to alter Marathon. Visually, I expect they're going to start changing things visually too. I'm very interested to see future maps and see how the color palettes and everything change. And then the skins that they make for the characters, are they going to be more appealing? And if you start seeing some Destiny-esque skins, you may very well see them trying to pivot away from the art style that's current right now. I know that they're really desperate when they stop making, you get skins that make your guns look less Roblox like and like traditional like sci-fi guns. We'll see. But my thought process is they're doing BR experimental modes. You know, everyone gets a free kit. There's no loss. Everyone just jumps in like a battle royale, fight everything on the map, collect stuff, and leave. That's essentially what a battle royale is, except it's last person standing. This anyone can extract and leave, right? But it's essentially a battle royale-esque mode. Then they're doing PvE and then PvP light. Like, it's very obvious they're trying to reach out and expand and make this a like they're trying to treat it like Fortnite, where it has multiple modes to cast a net. Whether it works out, we'll see. Like I said, they're trying the free weekend. We'll go ahead and look at this one. No, that's not it. This one. Well, they're trying to do the free weekend. And people are already planning to do, you know, review bombs. I'm thankful this post has reached so many people. It's important that people know their consumer rights as Steam. Being able to review games you try on free weekends allow companies to understand why people did or did not purchase a game when the trial ends, and it allows players to voice their opinions directly to other gamers. I'm tempted. I still haven't uploaded my beta, but I'm tempted to give it another shot. Like, do a fair review, like first impressions of like season 2, because I did. And if they do free weeks every season, then I could technically play the game for you guys, give my thoughts, and then stop playing. That's what I'm personally tempted, like, because then I can say I gave it a shot, because I actually do try to have fun with the game, right? I play it so you don't have to. I review it and I will give you brutally honest thoughts and feedback, and that's why I do that stuff. I won't buy it, but if it's free, I will try it, right? And then I can say, hey, I tried it. I gave it a good multiple attempts. It's still not for me. But again, if you play it and you actually try it, if you don't like it, you should if you think it deserves a negative review, give it a negative review. If you want to spam negative reviews, pop off. But if you at least try it, so you can say that you tried it, because you know people are going to look at your time played, and if you have 0 hours, they're going to be like, okay, this is a fake. And I think Sony is going to try to. It wouldn't be surprised me if Sony tried to work with Steam to cut out those reviews. But if you put substantial time and you didn't like it, you know what? There it is, right? Live at 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours. See what you like, because anyone that says you need to play 20 plus hours to like a game is on copium. You can find out pretty much within one run whether you like it or not, just based on the feel. Whether you like extraction shooters. And then here we go. We got another one. This is in response to Sir Demetrius. Cross had this to say about Sir D's tweet getting attacked by Marathon community on Twitter. Oh, yeah. So let's see. Let's read what Sir Demetrius had to say first, right? I'm going to keep the music going for now. Marathon's biggest problem is that extracting is rarely ever exciting, which is true. In Arc Raiders, every extract point was guarded by a major enemy, Rocketeer, Leaper, etc. You never ever felt safe until you made it out. That's true. Even if you were playing in a hostile area, the AI made you feel terrified, especially when the game was new. Every extract was hype. Most Marathon extracts are just waltzing up to the thing, calling it, then leaving, or running away and hiding in a corner and then running out last second. Arc Raiders also narrowed down the number of open extracts as the match progresses, acting like a soft funnel that concentrated the action. Yeah, so it became more condensed and condensed. Yeah. Again, you could take from Arc Raiders, which Bungie's already doing that. They're already taking aspects from Arc Raiders and applying it to their game. In fact, even apparently they openly admitted there's skill-based matchmaking in this game. And people didn't see that in that patch notes, but they clearly defined that. They said there was no skill-based matchmaking, but then they said there is skill-based matchmaking. So that is something that is in this game.
Every time someone comes out and actually tries to give some objective feedback about Marathon, you got some wannabe fucking pro gamer over there on the Marathon side who thinks he's just God's greatest gift to gaming.
Every
and
time.
he's like, you can't understand this because you're not at the skill caliber. And it's like, chill the fuck out.
Every time. Every time. They always say it's always the same stupid, go play Destiny, go play Arc Raiders instead. Well, that's what people are actually doing, which is why your game is dying.
Everyone retweeted this. It only has 91 retweets. Well, that's the Marathon community. I mean, there's I didn't say there were many of you. I said everyone on the Marathon side was retweeting this and commenting. That's about your footprint. I mean, that's about it. So I'm just saying, you're not exactly creating allies here by acting this way.
Let's see. They're calling it the most offensive tweet of all time. Let's see. The most offensive tweet. But he's right. You even that's the funny thing. This community is killing itself. Like right now there's a civil war. It's back to the civil war with Marathon versus Destiny, but it will get back to people fighting within their own community, ripping each other apart. The whole PvE argument literally was tearing the community apart. Guy who has never played Marathon. I truly, honestly do not know how you somehow managed to mental gymnastics your way into thinking Marathon extracts are less tense than Arc Raiders. Like, this is truly awe-inspiring. Am I the only person in the game who gets jumped on literally every exfil? Surdy, I think extracting isn't exciting in Marathon because you wipe the entire lobby because before the 20-minute mark. I feel in solos it's a bit more exciting and anxiety-inducing because you're alone and you get pushed at any given time without anyone to cover you. They're trying to call Sir Demetrius an interaction farmer who doesn't even play the game because he lobby wipes before extracts. Guys, you can't say that because you're killing everyone. How can you say it's not hard? Well, it sounds like it's a skill issue for you. For him, it's boring. What's what he's saying? Like, he is so good at the game. He's at the higher echelon that he's telling you that it's boring at extraction. Like, if you just kill everyone, the game becomes boring. Oh, then this guy too. This is another bot account. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think extraction and Marathon are way more nerve-wracking than those in Arc. Once you call it, you're safe. Whereas in Marathon, you're always unsure. What? Tell me you've never played Arc Raiders. Once you call it, you have to wait, and then you have to be in there when it closes. You know how intense it is to stand there and activate it and get shot in the back? What are we talking about? Whereas Marathon, you can click it, run and hide. And in the moment you get in there, you get your little countdown, and you're like, woo, you're out. Plus, I also feel like the zones, like he says, some of the zones you have big like enemy types that are around there. You can get to an area where there's no PvE at all. You're just off in the corner, like, okay, we're fine. You're safe. Where in Marathon, you're always unsure if someone's going to rush you during the extraction. That's the same thing of Arc Raiders. Tell me you haven't played Cryo full lobby, killing a gold team. There are other maps. And Cryo isn't up all the time. What? Not trying to be hyperbolized here. I don't know if 130 hours playing, if I had more than 2-3 contested extraction against us, it legitimately never happened, partially because we were able to slay lobbies before extract, but that just meant it made extracts boring. They're attacking my D1 go over wiping the lobby. I think everyone's biggest problem with extraction shooter is expecting PvE enemies to pose a larger threat than actual players. PvP will always be more stressful and dangerous than PvE. Real people are just too unpredictable. Show me your codex. I'm trying to see something. You can't take these people seriously. You're a bot. Exfilling from cryo is extremely stressful. I'm not even sure this is a real problem, much less Marathon's biggest problem, which is angry Destiny 2 neckbeards. And then, of course, you got another one. So this was Astacross responding to Mylan, who is blaming Destiny creators for inciting violence. Astacross, brother, I have nothing but love for your content. I absolutely do not want anyone sending you messages like this. I don't think anyone does. In the space, we unfortunately get disturbing things sent to us. Doesn't excuse it, but a reality nonetheless. However, those single messages from obviously disturbed individuals do not define a community. Well, I say for the marathons, this is a smaller community, and there's more instances of this happening and people being unhinged and upset. Some of the comment sections I've gotten before, especially on Twitter, about telling me to go kill myself, or, you know, I hope you get hit by a car. Like, there's some real, like, the marathon community, don't get me wrong, Destiny is toxic, but don't forget, a chunk of that is in the marathon community. Like, Marathon has absorbed some of the toxic from Destiny, and it's such a smaller community than Destiny. It's far more, the numbers of toxicity versus Destiny's toxicity, like, Destiny at least can kind of bury it when it's high. Marathon, it's harder to bury that toxicity when that is the majority, right? Doesn't excuse it, but a reality nonetheless. However, those single messages from obviously disturbed individuals do not define a community, and they for sure don't define the Destiny community. My issues are with certain individuals at Bungie at the top. Believe me, this week has cost me. I love Destiny like you once did. I still remember doing Valor Disciple of you, and man, what a treat it was. Having a lore master walk me through every piece of that raid, explaining all the little things I had and missed and never knew. You enriched the world of Destiny for us, and I'm just not ready to say goodbye to that world yet. And of course, Mylan never responds to that. Then you have Glorpinidity, another Marabot, right? Just another Marabot. Bro is encouraging his audience to boycott Marathon. It's surprised when he has unhinged people harassing other content creators. I don't know what to tell you. When someone says boycott something, they're not actively saying, let's go be unhinged and harass people. There's two different realities here, right? There's where you say, hey, boycott, don't play, don't support a game, versus go make death threats about skinning people alive. I'm sorry. Just because someone's advocating for you to boycott a game doesn't mean go harass and be unhinged about it. Mylan is not the only one, by the way. After you started pissing on Marathon's grave, I also got multiple people per day coming in chat to talk shit, bro. Then you ban them and block them and move on. Listen, let's not. First off, let's not. I want to call out this fallacy. People are blaming Astacross. There were people already going into chats and shit talking people. There were already people going in and being unhinged before Astacross. There are people trying to see the downfall of Marathon before Astacross. People just want a villain, especially the Marathon community. They want a villain. They want a face. They want to blame someone. Kind of like how everyone's blaming Pete Parsons for Destiny, when in reality it's Pete and the rest of the C-suite and other management making bad choices, along with now Sony. Now, is it all Sony's fault? No. But is it all Pete's fault? No. There are multiple leaders who made multiple decisions that led to the downfall of Destiny 2. But people want a villain, and they will put all the blame on one person. And for Marathon, the villain is Astacross. To clarify, he's not entirely responsible for the actions of his whole audience, but he can't fire up a huge audience of people passionate about Destiny saying they should boycott Marathon and not expect them to act unhinged. But that's not his responsibility. Again, when people go, so a perfect example is if someone goes down, and I know this is a video game versus, whatever reason, right? It may be human rights. It might be just people boycotting a stupid logo, Cracker Barrel. But people are standing outside, they're boycotting, and people are being peaceful, and then suddenly someone starts rioting and busting up, cars, setting things on fire. Is it the people who started the boycott's fault that there's unhinged individuals doing something completely different? No, it's not their fault. They're not responsible for bad actors. That's not fair. People who are boycotting Marathon, not buying it, not supporting it, and advocating that other people not do that, does not inherently mean they're responsible for people who act unhinged. That is not feasible. It's not right, especially when you have millions of people who watch you. It is not your job to police them. Now, he could say, he's openly said, hey, he's already said, I do not support that. No one has an obligation to stay quiet over horrible decisions made by executives, man. Get over yourself. Let's not act like Marathon community wasn't slinging crap at anyone first. Exactly. And they're slinging it at each other. Mylan did this to himself. Dude could have just ignored someone else's opinion. Receive threats from deranged people is not contained to one category. To blame a community and go full crybaby mode is truly wild. Dude also challenged Glad to a fight. To be honest, Mylan's original response was instigated by someone from the D2 community harassing him. There's deranged people in every category of the internet, but if you aren't couching your message in the slightest across, you are kind of complicit in the things they do. No, you're not. Now, if he sees it and ignores it, like if he's blatantly, like in this case, he's responding to this. He's condemning it, saying this is not okay. This does not excuse, this doesn't excuse it. This is unfortunate. Like he's saying, hey, I don't support this. Like when he sees it, he's saying, I don't support it. This is the best thing he could do, is openly say, I do not condone this. But is he responsible for millions of people that are unhinged? No. But if he sees it and ignores it, then that's a different story. That means he's complicit in it. But if he doesn't see it, it's not his job to police everyone, but it's just not black and white. I think it's fine for someone to say this, what I believe, and this is what I'm going to do. If people want to follow that, who cares? I don't know why anyone cares whether people love Marathon, hate it, or want it to succeed, or want it to burn. You shouldn't care. Just do you. The most sanest comment here is that just play the game. You know what I say to people saying that they like Marathon in my comments? I say, stay off social, enjoy your time. That is my personal advice to anyone, the average Joe, to people that like Marathon. Stay off social media, enjoy your game. Have a good time. It's simple as that. But even like the numbers aren't good, right? And I think when you have people like this who are going crazy, you've got the community, against itself. By the way, this is through 2 months. And from when we first got information from Alina Analytics, it was 1-2 point copies, which was then verified by Paul Tassi through his Bungie Insider. And now it's roughly around 1.5, which means they've only made 300K sales since then, which is not good for Bungie, Marathon, or Sony. I wonder why. Well, when you cultivate a toxic community that is, condemning any kind of criticism, they're ripping each other apart. They're hateful. I mean, anything you see on Twitter is just completely. There is no enjoying the game without them, being unhinged. Or at least a lot of them being unhinged. Not all of them are. There's some people that are generally saying, hey, I enjoy it. And then you've got people who are just sitting there cracking at them saying, I can't believe you like a trash game. That's when you just block them and move on. So we got Nomad. There is no war but class war. P. Parsons would be thrilled that all of you are blaming each other instead of focusing on him and his generational mismanagement. Marathon didn't kill Destiny. The community didn't kill Destiny. Management did. I mean, he's not wrong, but Marathon did pull the trigger because the resources that went to Marathon could have gone to Destiny. It's just more. It's more than just Pete. Let me ask, who was actively defying Bungie's attention across multiple projects since the 2000s? Because he wanted Bungie to be an ideas house. Not Pete. It was Jason. All the Bungie magic stems from him, Jones, and the cult of personality around him. That's true. People act like it's funny. Jason Jones is literally a big part of this studio, and people just let him sit in the background, and he's there were people who talked about what does he actually do, and apparently he just doesn't do anything. He sits in the back and just does whatever. He probably throws out orders and calls it a day. He's like, I'm getting a paycheck either way. For all the people who are tired of the drama and the Civil War, here you go. This is how you want to enjoy your game. I don't know why France is here, but you don't want to hear people talk bad about Marathon. You don't want to hear Destiny. A day without Bungie, just block it. That way you never have to see it on Twitter. You can live in your world completely separated, detached from any social media. But you know what? Anyone that's upset about Twitter will never use this. They will never do it. And to finish off, we've got another one by above. This Destiny versus Marathon crap is such loser behavior. Losing Destiny, it really sucks. But at the end of the day, Sony doesn't give a dang about the vocal minority arguing on Twitter. Play what you enjoy and leave it at that. Our community is better than that. Sorry, than this. As someone who's dealt with the D2 community for the better part of a decade, as someone who is sounding the alarm long before everything was built up to a breaking point and got all sorts of hate and death threats, I can assure you parts of the community are not better than this. True. Based in true. But anyways, I do feel like we have not seen the end. It will be very interesting. I will probably not play. Will I play Marathon at launch? Probably not, because I'll probably stream the Sony State of Play, and then maybe the next day I'll play Marathon to give it a shot just to see where it's at with Season 2. And that I can do a brutally honest, first impressions. And I'll do it raw, like just a general state of mind. But yeah, it'll be interesting how the launch of season. I'm going to be watching the numbers because we know PC matters since it's the predominant side of things. It'll be very interesting to see how things shake up with Marathon. And then the next week we have Destiny 2, and I'll be playing some Sparrow Racing for that. Why not? But I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe. And if you we'll see how the Civil War plays out. I'll see you next.